Cork, a city full of opportunities. Its spacious Grand Parade is the centre of this beautiful city. Just a stone's throw away is Cornmarket Street, better known to Corkonians as the Coal Quay. It was once famous for its street traders, and thousands of Corkonians shopped here every day. In the 70s, the corn market fell into decay, but now the area is undergoing great change. Indeed, Cork City Council is currently working on an action plan to develop Cornmarket Street and the surrounding areas into a centre of restaurants, pubs and nightlife. Niall Linehan and Dr. Pat O'Brien are two Corkmen with a vision. They've come up with an ambitious plan to transform part of this area.
How high up this? You've only one tooth that's going to go right up. When you look behind it,
I've been a self-employed dentist for a long number of years. Graduated in 1988, lived in the UK for 3 years and came back to Dublin. Opened a practice there. I'm interested in building, I'm interested in property, and I'm interested in finance. I'm a firm believer in managing my own affairs. I've trusted the banks in the past to manage my pension affairs, and they haven't done a good job. New rules coming in that in relation to property pensions. You can now invest property funds in your own property, and you can claim tax relief at 48%. Okay, you lose control of it until age 65, but within that property structure, within that pension structure, you can buy a building, sell it again on the open market, and buy another. You can even sell the building and invest it in shares. You're not stuck. As the banks would lead you to believe, it's exactly as if you owned the building. So that's what I loved about it. I wasn't going to touch the building till I was 65 anyway.
The development of this rundown site has been a dream of Niall Linehan for some time.
This project now at the moment, it's very interesting for me. It took me quite a while to assemble all the property around it, and we've spent a lot of time poring over the design and the whole business plan of it. And now, in this kind of recessionary times, I definitely think we have a business plan there that'll work.
Where is Currens now in relation to?
Currens, all Currens here, along this wall here. That downpipe there ends, and that's where the building starts from there to there.
4 stories, same height as that building, yeah?
Yeah, small bit smaller than that maybe. Very similar height there around that, and we've got a nice view of it. We might put a roof garden into the roof, something like that, Put a crane in here, build from the back here. It's a lot more cost effective than actually bringing the crane up through the building and building it that way. Walls go up, cranes go in.
First time I met Niall was backstage at the Frank and Walters gig in Dublin.
I was in the music business for 20 years. Started playing at 12 years of age, and I was about 20, 21 when we were on Top of the Pops. It was a very exciting life. Played, I don't know how many thousands of gigs, from Glastonbury to 30,000 people, to Finsbury Park to 25,000 people. I was more the financial side of it, looking after the band's affairs that way, than doing the breaking up guitars and throwing things out the window of the hotels. I was more interested in making sure that we had money in the bank account. It just seems to be the problem with most bands. They run out of money, and then they run out of creativity after that. So I was more in the background. It's a young man's game. I gave it about 9 years ago to start a family. I enjoyed it, but now I moved on to other things now,
After retiring from the band, Niall returned to the family business, Linehan's Design. It's a company that specialises in high-quality furniture design and building projects. It must have been a big change from being a rock star.
I've always been building ever since my father had us out the back garden when we were 7, 8, 9 years of age, doing antique furniture, restoring it. And then we were doing building because he was doing building, and we'd make cement for him. So I've always done building. Even when I was in the band, I used to come back and do things. We'd buy a property and I might do it up not along the way, you know. I might buzz off to do a gig somewhere, come back and do another few days, you know, and I'd have guys doing work for me, you know. So I'm building for the last 30 years.
Niall now has got his own very busy construction company. Building is in his blood, and he is very, very good at it. But somehow he finds time to manage a highly successful restaurant in Cork.
I've run Curran's for the last 12 years, a restaurant, and it's been through the recession. It's went up and it's went down, a roller coaster, but we've restructured and we've done interesting things with it, and we've come through the other side of it, and it makes a profit. If your margins are right and your business does the turnover it's supposed to do, then it makes a profit. And that's what, at the end of the day, a business functions. It's not a business if it's not making money. So we plan to make money.
I've 20 odd years of experience of being a dentist. In the first 10 years, I largely invested in property. As my practice got successful, I had a big tax bill, and the best way to bring a tax bill down is to contribute towards a pension fund. One year I contributed 60,000 to bring my tax bill down. That was 2008. By 2012, that was reduced to a value of 2,000. That was the time I decided, okay, I think property is still a fantastic proposition for pension, but not with the bank. I think I'm going to take control of my own affairs.
Pat and Niall set up a property pension scheme with the aim of offering an alternative to inefficient and often poorly managed existing pension funds.
What you make at the front of this, I think we might take out having 2 windows, 3 across the top in each floor,
Okay.
and we get light coming into the building that way, and I think it won't detract from the overall look of the project.
Where our concept started was I was renovating a property. I got a bit of a doing over by a builder. So it was a case of back to the drawing board. Who did I know? One of the restaurants that was our favourite to go to was actually a building belonged to Niall. It was the Church Restaurant in Skibbereen. Created a beautiful building, beautiful restaurant. So in I'd go, I'd have my food, and I'd look around and say, wow, I wish I could afford this guy. After my building disaster, I thought I'd approach him. He came on board, was very sympathetic, brought a whole pile of energy to the project. The great thing about Niall was that he brought honesty, integrity, he brought hard work, and what I love most about him is that if it was to be done, it was to be done once and done 100% right. Yeah, do you remember I sent you about the ideas on Los Angeles about the Shebeen bar? And basically the concept is that this is a party room that you book on the internet.
They applied and received planning permission for 10 buy-to-rent apartments and a boutique cafe theatre in the heart of Cork City.
It'll be like 1920s, which will go with the theme we have here.
I think it's a good idea. We'll have that door here that we can give over to the building itself is going to be 10 apartments and a restaurant, maybe 9 apartments, and we might incorporate some of those apartments into the restaurant as a kind of function rooms, we say, for different things we might do as well.
They were offering an opportunity to a small group of investors who will each have a stake in the property, and at the same time their investment will be eligible for defined pension status under the scheme.
If you invest your money, you get your apartment, it's yours, and nobody can dictate to you when you sell it. So we would recommend that you'd hold it for a 7-year period. If you're happy with your investment, which I think you will be, I think you'd roll over for another 7 years, because I think you'll have made quite a capital gain. You've also got a decent rental income. You'll have also enjoyed yourself for 7 years. Good food, good music, and you'll have also gained from being part of a business. I think that's a fantastic investment.
Dr. PJ O'Brien has been involved in 2 highly successful bar restaurants in Canada, Dora Keogh's on Danforth Avenue, and PJ O'Brien's off King Street in the heart of Toronto. The promoters have combined their knowledge and connections within the music industry with their understanding and experience in the restaurant business to establish this unique and exciting opportunity.
I have unique talents. Obviously, I've got building experience, restaurant, music, everything combined. So that's unusual for a builder, or a restaurateur, or a musician to have all those 3. So I can do everything very efficiently. Cost-wise, the build will be, you'll be getting a build for half the price, and will look twice as good.
I have 2 choices with my pension money. I can watch it going along the same old route where it lies dormant, where the pension industry feel that if I put in 20,000, I should be dead happy with that tax relief. It's a bonus if it goes up by a fraction. Now, I'm not happy with that. I want the tax relief, but I also want a return. So I want to invest in property because it's at its lowest level. In terms of equities, I just track an index. I have no great interest in picking anything. Index will go up over time.
The club is going to have kind of a 1920s, 1930s feel to it, kind of a speakeasy. It's going to be nice and dark and cozy and warm. Generally, it'll appeal to people, let's say, between the age of 20 and 50 or 60. There's no real age group in it. It'll look absolutely fantastic. It'll be full. 4 days a week, it'll be full. You'll have a nice warm atmosphere. You'll like the surroundings. Everyone will get to feel as if they're, this is the place they want to be. We might have blues artists, we'll have traditional music, we might have more current music. We'll have a complete varied amount, and then we'll have special artists coming in then sometimes we'll bring in a big guy in. We have a lot of connections along the way with different people that we know, and we can do us favours to give the club that little bit of extra feel, Become a place to go in Cork. It'll be a tourist attraction in time, and it'll become probably the Ronnie Scott's of Cork.
If I could have a pension that I was proud of, that to most people is a strange concept because to them it's something that you yawn about. But this pension is actually something you're going to be proud of. You're going to bring 3 friends along. You're going to say, do you know what, guys? I have a great investment. I have rental income that's invested in equities, and I also get a free meal. I bring 3 of my great friends out for an entertaining night, and I also own a percentage of this building. Wasn't that a fantastic investment? Contrast that to leaving it lying dormant. That's why you should invest in this project.